but feel. 5 hours ago you were at 90k words, 3 days ago you're at 84k. Very nice, Shiza-chan. I need to watch part 2. I feel like I'm legally not allowed to make part 2 references if I haven't watched part 2. Okay, let's get started. Foob the cat, then Foob the me. But you'll be back? Alrighty. Have good Foob. Have good Foom. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Hey, Maincy. February 9th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Levy number 1. Oh my. Mr. Lewis feels that way about me. Apparently. He isn't aware of your real secret at all. There's no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. And in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Larice is a witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Donem, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed, don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend once told me. Mr. Edgeworth. I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I'll leave my defense in your capable hands. February 9th, 10 a.m. Desert Court, courtroom number 7. Oh god, we got the hoser. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. Not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. Empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before I had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
The prosecution stands ready. She's here, Maincy. She's here. She's back. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be in relation to legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I'm a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case. You did? Then it was quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as a man among those of the prosecutor's office. There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I'm sure once before— Ah! I told you, there is no such weakling. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whippet.
Hold it!
I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to slip. Allow this chance to crush you slip through my finger. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add things. I'm not sure about people acting bizarrely in my court. Wah! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Donim. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Crime photo added to the court record. There is no mistake. This was doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins, my first and last trial as a defense attorney. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on there! Not sure I care. Not sure about being sure. I'm not sure about not being sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain and legged witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Hello, me. Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. You don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? You need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear you saw the crime take place on the night of question. Snuggletail? Mafu Mafu. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way that your little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us Suppose the Budiran moon was that night, eh? That night I was helping an acolyte with a training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my backline sacked up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and return to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, so just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it! So simply coincidence that you find yourself returning to Hazakura Temple. Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have had to stay at the inner temple. Sounds like a very important statement she just made. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. You're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the one asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across the dusky bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes will spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It's all quite exacting, can't be performed without none supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. Tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple, where the murder took place? Violently? That's right. It's a laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife or fork during the cold months. Just being alive is still strict training. I'll never the murderer. Was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed up, it was going to finally finish me off. You left Iris to help with what? What do you think? The acolyte training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter the training exercise. Training exercise is proper. Let me check a thing. Hold on. Was in your place to remain with the disciple. Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so they don't pass away. Just confirm this point again. That night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. I'm yawning a lot. She never once failed to follow my directions. So you returned to Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Ah, this is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? I was... Ah! Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. The lowest of the low. There's some sort of kick me sign stuck to the fences bench. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take the winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime take place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There's only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then we begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Is it this one? Hold on, let me... I don't want to take permanent damage too early. I think it's this one, though? Yeah. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, well, well. Don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm one of faith, after all, the head honcho of the Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means, she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She said that? A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that's completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. I think that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. Now that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Ah! All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, you must call your memory into question. Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me, yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that would alone do the trick. And please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. And let's return to the cross-examination. Are you sure you're not making a mistake? You, young man, you get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Okay, I can forgive this one, but Edgeworth should not know this. The player knows, but I don't think Edgeworth should. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That is the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? Notice had seen the defendant as she claims. Then the Irish she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well, well, well. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order! Order in the court! When is it? Wah! Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I didn't make too many of them. I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each time's only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. This is quite strange. Ah! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. So I break this to you, Miss Von Karma. You won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. Seeds of doubt. Give me a sec. Had to meet for a sec, sorry. Witness. Well, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath, on your way back to the inner temple. See the daughter sprouting in the judge's heart. We just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimuli. Contradictory stimulation. She's going to say that Iris wasn't wearing the hood. I finished my bath around 11. I thought I should return to the temple. I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard, and I took a look, and Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. Something I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, it'll be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Or, well, something like that. This judge. His imagination's about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe's. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyways, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name, can't you do something about that habit of yours? How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes, on these stumps of mine. So 50 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. You say you heard a noise. Thump, just like that. That can only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know? You can even hear snow falling from the branches. Thump, just like that. But then, wouldn't this noise you heard been snow falling on the ground? Never thought of that. That's when the laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and... Iris was mystically, so that's sort of all things. This is the second time the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, so what's that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to. The murderer stabbed the victim with a sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw as clearly as you can. Oh, you're a handsome young man, so I forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it. There was something awfully strange about here. Something that's been bugging me all this time. Please don't keep us in suspense. Her hood! Her hood? That's right. It's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. Thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she gave the hood away to someone, right? Ugh! Huh. You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Heh. Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you need only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Witness, add that statement to your testimony. No problem. You are sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. Ah, I mean because we're poor, you understand? It's our style. Yes, that's it. There's no need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. Then it might bite you and not someone else. There's never hood on, I'm sure of it. well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh? Approximately. Okay, so it was struck Dusky Ridge 10:45. The victim was staying and overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor. No, no, Hasagara Temple is a single-story building. The mine itself slopes downwards, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back. It's about the height of a two-story building. I see. The victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. Well, no one carried their things to a room, after all. Let me see so sure of all this. Just like I told you earlier. I heard noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. Oh my god, so many boxes. Appears the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm one of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hasagara Temple. Only two of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? Doesn't feel like she's lying. It's a very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only two things I can believe right now. My client tires and my own ability as a defense attorney. Round 11. Okay, I think I know what I need to say here. Do I just present the hood? Impressive logic, that's what I'd say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, you'd be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report. The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet, however. This fall was after she was killed. Ah! That's right. It says after death, right here. The scene the witnesses claims to have seen is contradictory. If the man stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did he then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Ah! Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that's the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? That is logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and she was thrown out of her window down to the courtyard below. Were there any signs of struggle in Miss Stoneham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That will leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Ah! No traces of blood were found within the victim's room. I hope it's just caused traces of blood we found on my glorious payoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim that... Ah! I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this. As I'm sure your Honor is well aware, but when the stab wound produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of blade's insertion. You can't tell me when the most blood will be lost from a body. That'll be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, acts as a lid on the wound. That is true. With the weapon still in the body, there won't be much bleeding. Probably a reasonable line of thinking. You've come to a conclusion, then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions. Order! 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 I must admit that this is a probable version of events. No less from Francesca Von Karma. Showcase and taking control of every vital point. It seems we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition from your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please. Remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I'll give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. Alright, alright. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Now I didn't actually see her stab Mr. Elise. I've seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? When I woke, Mr. Gami was stabbing Mr. Elise through the back. This all confirms Ms. Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Francesca Von Karma. I'm here to teach you just that. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course, so I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood, not then. I'm sure that you didn't. One was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? That's strange though, isn't it? Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking of all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. May not be conclusive, but this certainly supports her theory. I think it was stabbed in her room, then dropped in the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? was splattered on Iris, too. When Quinn was arrested, she was meditating in her room. And her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Clothes with blood-flecks as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do now? Press this point further. Always press further. Going back to your previous statement. You say you saw bleeding. You saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. Smoothly, you're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Misakami. Misakami was on the ground, and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Misakami's body. It slid out of that gaping wound. Goes without saying, now that the sword were removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I would feel that something this testimony is very out of place. Something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. It's bleeding caused by the killer removing the sword. No mistaking it. I remember it clear as day. Everything is a bit odd. What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Why did the killer pull out the sword? What? All she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue. There was no reason to remove it from the body. All it would have accomplished is causing the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Miss Von Karma? That's... Indeed, it is strange now that you mention it. We need to find an answer to this mystery too. Anyway, the witness saw something terrible. So what did you do after that, witness? Now, what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know. 10, maybe 20 minutes. A young man with a very prickly-looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation. Well, I wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort. I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall avoid the offender personally. What do you see upon awakening? Misakami, you're referring to the golden statue, correct? Just having someone with the Shishido, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. But to then make Misakami hold the blade? Truly a heinous, despicable crime. It is easy to spy something, anyone can do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's probably hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Anyone can explain the reason. Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can. There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself... There isn't always. The phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. It wasn't necessary to use the Shishido from the Ami statue as a weapon. Might as well have been ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue. I expose the flaws in her testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth. That's not the angle I was expecting, but it works. Says Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But, you're a handsome man, so I forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen. The one was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain your— Explain yourself! To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear to be strong enough for that. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I, too, may appear to be weak and frail. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose. The objection stands. Up to a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. The sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt. We'll just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. Was not the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for a blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a Shishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one's simple. If the sword really was thrust all the way to the hilt, there was only blood on the tip of it. Ah! The witness is telling the truth. Then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Order! Order! Ah! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. There isn't as many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. What does this all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is, the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shishito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, because Misagami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that's the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong, and that is what influenced us. Influenced us to believe that Shishito was the murder weapon. Order! Order! Ah! So maybe the Shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw that the man stabbed the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. If that is so, I would like the prosecution answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that police searched the main hall in the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us to it if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Wonkarma. No evidence of that kind was found. Another mystery to throw into the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible, but just maybe, what actually happened was... It was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe... I think I maybe know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? I saw the murder around 11 p.m. And after that had been reported, I went out. And then after asking it had been reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicate the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 if you use one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Unfortunately, I don't think that'll fly. I think I know this one immediately. Yeah... Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. Well, my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The river's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter. Making the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. You are sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it, after all. Why was that? You have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The fact that I was being doused in freezing water at the time, I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11 I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Estimation of the time seems reliable at least. Please continue, sister. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. Someone trampled me. Seems she's the type to hold a grudge. There was a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright, he didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, I always have my whip in hand, too. Anyway, I was really scared. It was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there I saw tracks. Tracks indicate the snowmobile had been used. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there when you arrived at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in the front gate. So, she had already gone to discard the murder weapon and returned by that time. Not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? The answer is every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Playing to a slow crowd here. There's no saying that using snowmobile would heat its engine. If it was still on, that means it was recently used. Ah, I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. That is the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow. Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it? Curses. Seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? In that case, why don't you use it yourself, because you could have spared yourself some walking. Ah, there's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain? That's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was around my beloved little snowmobile happy as can be. I fetched some water, I was heading back when I crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Refresh your memory, how long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I can see that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Alright, we've done that. She can drive the snowmobile after all. What would have been possible time-wise when no one remains out of place here? Oh, and what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to Eagle River and dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma. Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think of yourself for once in a while, Your Honor? What? She's over the top as always. Anyway. Whatever the reason, the fact remains the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. No other point to me, Miles Edgeworth. And the mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Okay, there's surely a problem with this testimony. All I have to do is start poking a few holes in this flawed account. Let's see. think it's this. I'm pretty sure it's the snowmobile tracks, I just don't know where to present it. Best viewers? But I want the worst viewers. I'm just kidding, you guys are already the best. Nope. That one. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? I herself Hazuka her temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If that was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. One sec. And those heading out to the bridge and those coming back from. Ah, you're right. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This now removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? There's a contradiction. There has to be. The tracks of the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Why, there's a rude index finger currently pointing in my general direction. No need, the evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by the snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. By snow. The weather data. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a good look at the data. It is the weather report from for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Ah! Oh, order! Order! Very well then. Looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Ah! It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is weather report ever correct? No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Gah! Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh? What? How'd you pull that off? It stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well, I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? Yeah, well, that's easy. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to this photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Donin. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks. Ah! Order! Order! Just what are you? Gah! Gah! Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but it's simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From tracks left, we understood that they were headed for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because the tracks were erased by the snow. Then when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Hold on, there's something I want to check. We can also see that they're overlapping with, presumably, Phoenix's footprints. Which means that it returned after Phoenix left. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the line in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder, which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. So we can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura temple, on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds about right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. But that isn't possible. Order! Order! Order in the court! What does that mean, eh? So what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, when the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of tracks in the photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. Never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know. But then, I suppose it was the same problem. Only there was a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. We need to go out wandering in that. Unless he had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. He was kind to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on the subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are two things about him that do come to mind, which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. The second being, this individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? We are describing him as an idiot. This is going to be the product of Jean de Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Stoneham. Her student? Interesting. Nor was he wandering about outside the night of the murder. That's... You could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You may have skipped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. This court will now adjourn for 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. To be continued. Okay. I'm gonna set that up. We'll be right back. I need to check on something. We're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna put the music on so Maincy can hear it, because I don't think she was here. Anyone who wasn't here can hear it too. We have a new BGM, courtesy of Matt. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah. I have brought gelato. Alrighty. Back we go. Yeah. February 9th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll be in any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the Inner Temple, correct? Last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. You were Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night, were you the one who used the snowmobile? When I took one key to the snowmobile, the only person who could have used it was me, so it was you, but why? When you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Iris. I can't tell you about that yet. Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? Safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She was talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Donim? No matter who or what may come, I can never take a life. As I thought, no psycho locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. February 9th, 11:36 a.m. District Court, Quorum number 7. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where's the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior. He was sketching something very intensely. Ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained. He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and vicious whip. I can only presume his intention was to capture... Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Larice Donim, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It seems the whip is going to see plenty more use today. Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey! I was artistically running. Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color of Viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I don't want to say field work, I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I was having to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I got nothing to do with this trial at all. I said all your face would be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! 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 Sorry for that blabbing and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. This is too much for me. We didn't get name and occupation, we just whipped him. I mean, he deserved it though, right, Maincy? I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars at night. Walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? Why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's usually been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he's been to other people. Yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let's proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time.
Hold it.
Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, I need to where those contradictions in your testimony lie. Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. The running shack is hardly a lodge, is it? Even if the stars could be seen, it wasn't like I was there to look at them, right? See? You can do it if you try. Ouch! There's only one issue here. We saw a dusky bridge.
Hold it.
Number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? One once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet! Real love's about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was the man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No, that was simply a product of overflowing love. Ah! You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whining whistle of a witness. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy-puffy, I skipped it. Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all.
Hold it.
Larry, you really didn't see it.
Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile.
Larry, say snowmobile for me, please.
Snowmobile?
If you truly have nothing to hide, why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest?
Shut up. What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me.
Seems I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'll strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans.
Hold it.
You gonna meet anyone?
That's right. Because I've got nothing to do with this. I'm here by some viridian pain, okay? Come on. I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces now.
It would appear that simply pressing him is going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. He's going to claim he had nothing to do with it at the end. No one's got to cost us any more time. Just slice through this obvious contradiction and keep things moving along. But we love wasting time.
Objection.
Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away, but you're pretty pathetic. And you cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been. Gelato. That could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me?
So it doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you simply turning away from the incidents you create.
You're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let's talk about the night of the murder. Says Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Pink's right to report it. Thus he headed to the public phone by the bridge. There he happened to cross a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. As long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self, but for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you.
Edgy, I I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyways, I'll do it. I'll testify. I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What do you see on the night of the murder? Part 2. Went to check around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying on my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's why I ran to Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. Totally burned out, like I was totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the bridge remains what... Cross the bridge remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening, he just caught a cold. Never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. She does not know what to think about Phoenix Wright almost dying and only walking away with a head cold.
Hold it!
What do you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare even ask. I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. I thought she might come early, too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. Thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything to do, so I went back to the shack and wait for her.
Hold it!
This light was, of course, lightning. Like, kerpow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Yeah! Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart. That's why you wanted to take a look at the bridge. Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it pretty much stopped snowing, so, I don't know, I changed my mind. Not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. There was some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
Hold it!
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was it? Lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta check this out. How far is this small shack from where you were in from the bridge? Hold on, well, it pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk? And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? I can recover pieces of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press a move for a little more info? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does it mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was very cool, I didn't want to go out there. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I'd like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give the testimony to that effect, witness. My reasoning? Okay, reasoning is it.
Hold it!
So you decided to go see what was happening? That's right, we're talking about a big massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's nothing you see every day. Real specula... like really special. I never chose a witness who was unable to run spectacle. Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. My motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. Ah! I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like, with my whip. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. let's see if we can change what he has on his last thing. Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one will try and tell someone. It was poked fun by Dusky Bridge, correct? Oh, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, okay, my reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have the time to, okay?
Hold it!
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as right. Yeah. I thought I better tell someone about this, but then Nick came up yelling about murder. Told me to forget about the bridge. I was pretty much out by then anyway. What's this feeling? I have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less. You told me about the burning bridge yesterday. Mm-hmm. 10:30 p.m. Fire starting going out.
Objection!
Is this? Yes, it is. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? Make me sound like some sort of alien. Your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible, those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning struck Dicey Ridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes to the shack, from the shack to Dusky Bridge. I mean, you probably got there around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And Nick showed up and did his following act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. was when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at the Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Edgy, I don't know how to say this. I'm not Larry, I'm Larry Stone. Ah! It hasn't been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. This is only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. That is fair. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. Oh yeah, we already proved that the murder took place. We proved that Phoenix discovered the body at least after 10:50, so yeah, that checks out. There's still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? As Chloe written here in the weather data report, it took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames of that night. In fact, he did not arrive until after the flames had died down. Larry, you ordered the bridge at 11 p.m. Wright did not make there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. I guess I'm still sleeping after all. Pinch me. Order, gag! So it's missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix, right? I don't see that much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there's a phone right next to you. Why, then, did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge was burned out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he isn't capable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Yeah, gee. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Because I thought you'd been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say— yeah! Then say it! Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this, however. Let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? The missing 15 minutes. I don't know. I'm an artiste. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was up to do a frenzy of art. The shock and awe I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, flames had gone, and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm going to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth has removed the last of your doubts. Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. What would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially concerning the source. Why do you think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag that reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy. He's trying very hard to be like a villain. Tell us, Larry. Maria's Clarice, get it right! It's like that I want to keep you from being popular with ladies like I am. So exactly are you? And Clarice Donim, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. And you are an artist? Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That's a very big issue indeed. Sketching the burning bridge? Burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? You don't hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is— Gah! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Which I do. I have a terrible feeling that the instant that sketch was revealed, the entire world will be changed by what is depicted there. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Well, well. You and I can imagine it turn out like this.
Imagine what?
The Race-Donum's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ouch!
Show it, now!
Okay, now steel yourselves. This is the world of Loristonim.
Ah. Well... So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma. Yes, well... It's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I tried to reproduce those flames, I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
It's going to get ugly.
No one has the courage to bring it up, but it seems... This mysterious flying object. Larry.
What?
The burning bridge is fine, but... What's that unfortunate-looking figure?
Ah, you spotted that. I thought you might.
Okay, that's the end of that gelato. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris! Well, she'd take better care of herself. You plan for her future, you know? What happened to her if she didn't herself flying like that?
Larry, please answer the next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant? Flying over the bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
Are you high? That girl is really flying high in this picture. Ugh. What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please move your own cheek from now on if you should test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet up, 30 feet above the bridge at least. There's really something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake. Researchers, please bring the witness back down to Earth. What? Me? This is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness, smiles Edgeworth. Let's get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Researcher, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. I got another reason to remember this motion. Remember this, moron.
Oh, you think my debut piece?
Get the thing away from me.
Photo sketch of what he saw that night on the night of the crime. Get this over with already.
So there is something that catches my attention. Now Larry might be a lot of things, especially an idiot, but if we remember these wires here, the suspension cables, they don't approach from above. They approach from level or below, right? So that means this picture is upside down. That's not her flying. That's her falling.
Hold it!
Just where do you see the sight from? Hey, no need to shout. I was lying in bed in that rundown shack. The crack of lightning won't make me realize the bridge was burning. I was watching for a while, there thinking how nicely it was burning. After about 5 minutes, I saw it. The defendant flying. That's right. That's why I decided to go to the bridge. I see, that all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself, yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense. Just need to convince this artist that his work is ludicrous.
Hold it!
You transferred everything directly onto the page, and that is the sketch here. Yep, sensational, isn't it? Or should that be scandalous? I put my mind at ease anyway. It did. That's right. The reason she didn't come to me, even though I waited for her, was because she was trapped on the other side of the bridge. Could be the Dirus. Or took that dangerous, desperate flight in order to reach me. It's gotta be it. Alright, go me. Nice. Ouch! Continue, please.
Hold it!
You forgot the passage of time to that extent, did you? Well, once I got caught on something, I tend to forget everything else. That's true, he's always been that way. He's not lying about that, at least. No, he's not the murderer, but he's definitely an idiot. He was drawing until then, that dispels all doubt. Some doubts about his humanity, eh? There's a big clue waiting for me as far as examination, since he does nothing less than mock the court. I'm sure that there's a vital kernel of truth hidden in there somewhere. If you saw her hood, then why do I have it? Larry, would you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I do exactly what I saw. I'll give you the whole dollar. I'll give you a whole dollar if that's the truth. If that is truly the case, then there's one thing I can say for certain. What might that be? The person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ag! A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw wearing a hood, correct? Of course he was. I don't know, the shack is quite from the bridge. Those who told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Ah! It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the fences bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She'd given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why did Nick have Iris' hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog! I do believe this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discarded and discarded straight into the garbage. What is it now, witness? Feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What's the meaning of your outburst, witness? I do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Larry Stoneham, shall prove it. I expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain. I've been serving as a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. Proof that Iris flew. When we reached Husky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, I apparently searched all over for her. I mean, finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one could have lost the crystal sphere that night. A crystal sphere? This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere, where'd you find it? Let me see, around here somewhere? Looks about right. It was half buried in the snow. It pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The quirks up this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? I'll be back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood! What? Blood? You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Loristo Nim only a few minutes ago?
Hold it!
So, you went to the burning bridge.
That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. Least I could do was meet her halfway.
But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say?
Hey, she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She doesn't want to look her best.
Must be lovely living in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing I can't even work up the energy to point. So, what did you do next?
I was so worried I finally searched all over for her.
Hold it!
So you searched all over for her?
She was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack for the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, you know.
Won't I really be this stupid? So did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kind of got lost for a while there.
You fell over yourself?
Yeah, the snow was deep, and there's even a banana peel out there.
Yep. There's stupid, and then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is you didn't find any sign of her landing, correct? And what happened next?
Hold it!
Half buried.
You was in the snow with a little gather on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out too.
I'm impressed. You did well to find it.
I mean, you may think, look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help my search. It sparkled really brightly as it was saying, "Here I am" to me.
Doesn't you look much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood? I need to remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night.
Hold it!
Each one is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one.
I don't know anything about it, okay? Not special, alright, dude? If she did steal Spare Hood, I'll forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. Resignation of the day, it seems. However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge after the fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? That's the question I am to answer.
Hold it!
Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reason you thought that this was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct?
That's right, my gut's never wrong. I met the little bikini the next morning. Your crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound.
Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today. It's guessing I'm going in without a fight. Supposing the obvious contradiction in this testimony will be easy, but I fear that all awaits us is further mystery. Not that.
Objection!
Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Oh! Who was that stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Donim, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. On the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere.
Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch!
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. Nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah! The crystal sphere! It's gone! What? 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 Just what does this mean? Everyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night. It certainly was not Iris, after all. She was not wearing her hood, and more importantly, the crystal sphere found on the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Lee Stonim. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that! I saw it with my own two eyes! This crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miss Miles Edgeworth. Miss Wyndham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, the sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of the murder. You expect us to believe that has nothing to do with this case? That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There's blood in this crystal sphere, isn't there? That's not just that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The court placed it there for their investigation of the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No way! All joking aside, just when this crystal sphere near the foot of the bridge, unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Lee Sodom left Hasagar Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, this case is going to be transformed into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on this position of the crystal. Is it related to the case, then this witness you called was nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Can I? Weather report. When she died, it wasn't snowing. We already proved that. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it. That is the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now I'm Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. Or do you present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? As proof, the crystal sphere is indeed related to was indeed dropped before the murder. The weather data. Your response, Miss Von Karma. Birds of feather flock together. Are you familiar with the phrase? Miles Edgeworth. I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now. Go, go, Edgy. Do it. Prove it. Win, win, win. Cheering as though I'm listening to ominous cause of ravens. One more chance, Your Honor. I can't turn back after coming all this way. I thought it was the weather data. It's not just the sphere itself, is it? Because I guess, yeah, they're showing the picture.
Take that.
This crystal sphere was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then would have been game over. The snow totally covered it. That's all I need to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing. Even if it had been ever so slightly. Snowing. On the other hand, let's look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there was no snow in the victim's body. Ah! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. But what? Oh boy. Order! 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 On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? The sphere. There's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only fool suggests such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? Which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? I haven't been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth. The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the Fenin in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. Don't talk about when the most blood will be lost from the body. That'll be when the blade is removed. That statement is the truth. Then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Okay, as much as I hate to, I need to pause briefly. We'll be right back. I will leave you all with angry Franziska. Be right back. I'm back, sorry. Okay. Let me check a thing real fast. Gotta try drawing something for a song after your dinner. Wait for Gore. It's no worries, Matt. Bring notes from Medium. I should media wrote new score and rebuilt the final product with a new set of high-end virtual instruments I got the other day. Virtual, Lamau. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. Sorry I was gone. Lee Stone's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. There's only one place to take this to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, the defense is ready. The court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Trying to say Donim over and over again, nothing's coming up. I'm not sure. On that snowy night, there is one way the body could have been moved. The snowmobile. Ah! As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could have been used to carry a body. No, it's not a flashback. This is, Edgeworth got the Canadian judge to preside over this case because the other judge would recognize him. Because he's not actually a licensed defense attorney. He's just pretending. Order! 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 Yeah! This is completely unacceptable! Miles Edgeworth! You dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? Someone could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Heh. You were too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. You know this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Lee Stoneham really killed? Because this judge has only seen Edgeworth like one time. And it was like 10 years ago. Actually, no, it was only 5 years ago, but still. If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. She does know him. 6. Hey, Astro Dude, hope you're doing well. She does know him. She's just not blowing his cover because she wanted to beat him in a fight, essentially. A legal battle. This one certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he was enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy. Thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma. You make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one reason alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You just told me from the very beginning. Now I've had Franzi whipping me all... Ouch! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care what you were here to do. This is my chance to finally grind you under my heel. How shame that your chance seems to slip you by. What a shame. Ah, Franzi! This is all your fault! Such a terrible witness. You're an affront to the legal system. Ow! I demand satisfaction. I cannot believe that this witness testimony relates to an actual event. However, there is to be some sort of answer to the questions it raises. If it's any consolation, Matt, the judge did try to have it taken away from her. To which Edward simply said that he had no objection to it. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. To be continued. Alright. I think that'll be it for Phoenix Wright. Next time we'll pick up with the investigation. And Tansky and the Gavel gift being pale. Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's just they had the one gavel gif. We made it through though. Edgeworth did his part. We will pick up with Phoenix next time, I think. We won it off though. We can do something else for the rest of the night. Let's see. What should we do tonight? Let's go over to full screen. So Shia runs in wilds. I mean, I could. I kind of don't feel like plugging in my controller though. What events are even up in wilds anyways? Event schedule. Faux feline. Belly in the rain. Glowing orb. Sword. Glowing orb. Armor. Okay, so just decos. Next week is Silled garlic, Kanafa cheese. Week after, Ardian farming. More Kutku for the Woodwood guys. It's 3 Chemitrices. That is true. Murdering 3 chickens would be fun. The chickens are a fun fight. You know what? It has been a while since we did Monster Hunter. Why not? Yeah, Woodwood guys, next week. You get to dress up as a Woodwood by murdering Kutkus. Young Kutku. Yeah, let me set this up here. Move that down. Plug that in. Oh, yes. Okay. Let's see. Monster Hunter Wilds. Next tile update races at the end of the month. Who's coming? Oh yeah, Lagiacarus. Yeah. Let me set up the tablet real fast. Hopefully that starts responding by the time I tab back in. Or look back up. Stream Manager. Oh god. Feedback. Unless they bring me a zone, but they aren't going to introduce on war combat and Rigo shall update, so like that's what made him special. Gotcha. Yeah, I heard that every time they bring him back, it's always like they have to ruin his moveset, essentially, because he doesn't work outside of water. Like, I guess I could see them doing a thing kind of similar to Uthduna, maybe, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's have water because he can be on land too. Well, yeah, but it's like he has half a moveset, is what's usually said. Right, and Generations is the game that people point to and they're like, yeah, they brought him back, but he's awful because he only has half his moveset. So it's like, yeah. Uh, we might not be playing Wilds. I'll give this a few more tries, but it's just crashing on launch. Hey, plushie. Yeah. That's it, really. Oh, wait, no, there it goes. We are playing Wilds. Hope you're doing well, plushie. Why sad face, Maincy? Just because of, Wild's not launching, or just as a Leviathan problem as is? Yeah, we have a whole 2 Leviathans, that's true. Yeah, no work, yes. Well, work now. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was going to. We have 3? Who am I missing? Uthduna and Mizu. Who am I missing? Not counting Mizu? Oh god, who am I missing then? Oh yeah, Balhara. I didn't realize Hirabami was Leviathan also. I guess it makes sense though. There we go. I'll be honest, I forget about Balhara though because it's just such an... It's not a fun fight. It's not... It's not hard even on 5-star tempered, but it's also like... I don't know. It's a chunky boy. Your first fight is a repel. That is fair, yeah. Gotcha. I haven't looked too much at Balhara weapons, but I will believe you. Just wish it was beefier, yeah. Hirabami is very fun, but it's made of paper, no matter what you do. Even tempered is made of paper. Take call. Not decreasing weight them, so my favorite ways to torture myself is with an alpha Destragma with a swarm count of 2. Oh. Oh no. Oh god. Game is lagging. My poor CPU.
I heard from the others.
That one sucks. It was a wash either way. Gotcha. It always does that when it launches. It gets better. Uh, Other my Steam Deck with actual higher NPCs might absolutely obliterate the game's graphics and rendering systems. Makes sense. Give me a sec, just considering outfits. That really works with that though. That one is like, it has weird color zones. Vulgar male. Did I ever do a T-Ray? No, I didn't. And this is what I had. Well, that's roleplay because moves the the same as regular, but then surprise is attached to all of its attacks. Makes sense. That's usually how Arc Temper goes. try getting Gelos, maybe. I feel like that would work, but only if I could change more colors. Too spiky. Too long. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just go back to JWoo. And then put on glasses. Yeah, brush your teeth? Alright. God. I was hoping the time it would take me to do that, the lag would even out. The game would finish rendering. It did not, though.
Yeah, Bruce Mike.
We got a sale on. Need anything?
Right.
Alright, let's murder 3 chickens. I think I'm using Fire Ardian and the other one is my dragon.
Now commencing quest by order of the guild.
Yeah.
We received supply items. Don't let them go to waste.
Just in time for chicken genocide, yep. Eh. Whatever. That's what I get for being greedy. Ow.
Damn. It is not. I forgot to change game. Sorry. I'll fix that after Chicken Genocide. Hi. By the way, hi Timmer. Yes, it is just Dynasty Chickens. Give me that tail. But I get charged with animal cruelty. Oh no! I can't even say you're wrong. Yeah, okay. Monster Hunter Wilds. Doop. Your eyes been choosing violence against you since Thursday? Oh no. Yeah. Cool on Thursday has been writing it on until today. Until today, I'm just hoping that doesn't continue tomorrow. I hope not either. That does melatonin, actually the equivalent to a normal dose of my previous kind of melatonin, so I'll be surprised if I suddenly dip out. Fair. Melatonin absolutely just kills me.
Yes.
Let's see.
I'll be waiting here.
Let me see how many I need for this thing.
Got something in mind?
Faux feline. I'm going to do this like 3 times. I'm going to do this 5 more times. Oh no. Palico Rally. Makes Palicos better. Okay. Barely affects you at all. Gotcha.
See you later.
2 kilo 5 mg gummies. Gotcha.
I
I don't know what my dose is. I just know that I'm only supposed to take 1 and it just kills me. Give me that.
Yes.
Join quest. Events. That one. I'm lucky. I always feel awful when I sleep with melatonin though.
Okay, let's be on our way. We received supply items. Don't let them go to waste.
There we go. That was supposed to be a counter, not a slash. Come on. There we go. Bap. 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 I'm not getting away with this one, am I? Yes, I am. You're just gonna keep roaring. Three. Bap. Bap. Miss. Three. Bap. Bap. Tail came off. It's going to miss. There we go. Here's my general from Rainbow gliding across the area. Secret makes me think of Fortnite Island over the battle bus. Nice. Glad to hear it. God, you need 6 of these. You're just forced to go commit chicken genocide. You only get 1 ticket every time. You need 6 of them. We're on 2. Alright. I mean, they're fun to fight. They're fun to beat up, so.
Okay, well, let's be on our way.
Can I make it? No. Ow. I'm up a little bit behind you. Ow. Ow. Nope. Two, three. Bap. Bap. Don't mind me. Man, what was that strafe? Bap. Bap. I missed. calm down. Yeah, that move. Stop spamming that. I think they did that tailspin like 5 times. Like between the two of them. Alright, we got 2. Cooking a meal mid-hunt and slapping the chicken's tail and killing in the same strike. What a Chad. Look, they started fighting each other. I just took the opportunity that was provided to me. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're at 4. We need 2 more. Bap, bap. Bap, bap. Dead. Almost. Bap, bap. Three, bap, bap. See it. Nope.
That one felt really clean until the last one. 3 minutes is still fine, and we need to do it one more time. Yeah, then we can go hunt something else. Do. Bum, 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 dum.
Yes.
God, low poly mode.
Okay, let's be on our way.
Bap, bap. Bap, bap. Not getting involved in that. 3. Bap, bap. Do.
Good boy.
Alrighty.
Not as a very. Yep. Got something in mind?
Do.
Look good? Alrighty. Perfection.
Oh.
I'm ready to work. Perfection.
Do, do, do.
Fit you to a T.
Alrighty. That's that done. The other events are just decos, I think. Yeah, just decos. Okay, let's see what I need now for, like, stuff.
Yep. What are we making today?
Okay, we have that thing, so we don't need to worry about upgrading it.
Got something in mind?
Uh... Can we make anything from the wish
What are
list?
we making today?
Make a few things, yeah. Do
I'm
the
ready to
Jewu
work.
part.
Alrighty. Perfection.
And then
Hello. Anything
forge
catch your eye?
armor. Let's do
Hello. Look good. Alrighty.
yeah.
Perfection.
Alright.
Ready
That'll
to get
finish
to work?
off the Melahoa set
Perfection.
for the female side.
Look good. Alright. Perfection. Look good. Alright. Perfection.
King Beetle.
Ready to get to work? Alright. Perfection.
I need one more Sinister Cloth and then a Colossal Bone. I can finally make the Azus set.
Hello.
Or at least one of them. We can make the headdress, why not? That's hair.
Perfection. Hello.
Do
Got something in mind?
do. Okay. Lot to do still.
Now that's a good choice.
Let's look at trades real fast. Can I get anything?
The people from Azuz told me to tell you they said hello.
Yes.
Everyone in the village said they can help too.
More scarred scales, good. Sparkly treasure, sure.
Somebody wants to make a trade.
More sphere. Umphy comfy, so I might just hop off now. Can't get your eyes open anymore? Gotcha. Have a nice sleepy time.
Okay, bye.
Right.
Alright. Let's look at some SOS flares, why not? Let's see if anyone's doing Arkveld. Nope, not that one.
Understood. Right.
Let's see, do I have Arkveld? I do have Arkveld. Okay. Let's just throw up Arkveld then. Do accept and prep.
Be careful out there.
Let me in. We want to be prepared.
Commencing quest by order of the guild.
Dupe. SOS flare. Flash pod, sure. Let me check Arkveld real fast. Does not matter, just hit him.
Right then. Our target is that one.
God, timing on that always gets me. Oh, jeez.
Right. There we go. Got it. Go up. Bap, bap. Three. App. App. No, he's just done or paralyzed. That. Send me over there. It's too far behind. Might as well just fast travel. Very annoying spot to get stuck. Ow.
go. Frenzy cleared. I don't want them to cap, but I guess it doesn't matter. Take all. Bunch of Ardean parts, bunch of decos.
Hey. Got something in mind? Shavar, I'm ready to work. Alrighty. Perfection.
Ready. Need sacred feathers, and I need the Shagamas.
Come back anytime. Yes.
Let's do Gen. Why not? It's been a while since we did Gen. God.
Now commencing quest by order of the guild. The guild sent us supply items.
Oh, I got knocked off. get you away from there, Jen. Ow. It's leaving, okay. Give him a parting shot, why not? Nice. Ah. Eh. Come on. Eh. There we go. Three. I don't know why I thought he would land towards me, but clearly he didn't. Two, three. Ow. running. Eh, eh. One, two, three, and he ran away. Oh. I should just went for it. Two, three, bap, bap. God. Have a good night, matey. Thanks for stopping by. Did I make a squad at some point? No, I'm still in online solo. No. That's gonna hurt. I didn't die though.
Ow. Three, bap. Three, bap, bap. I should have just went for the wound attack. God, that is pain. Up, up. Okay, you're doing that. Two, three, bap, miss. It's on his face. Yeah. Ow. I tried. Come on, hold still. God, I should have parried. We even have a Farcaster at max potion. Bap. Bap. There we go. Bap. 1, 2, 3. Three. There goes the tail. Honestly, kind of surprised I got the tail there. Do. So much progress. Jin is a fun fight. I should fight him more. Because that felt like I was fighting him for the first time, basically. 20 minutes for the hunt. Yeah, no, I do not fight Jin all that often. I didn't die, at least. You still there, Timmer? If you are, I can make a squad and we can run some things.
Yep.
Oh. Looks like you're not. Unfortunate. Well, let's at least look at what's on the wish list then. Um...
Look good. Alright. Perfection. I'm ready to work. Alright. Perfection. Ready to get to work? Alright. Perfection. Super.
Okay...
Fit you to a T.
Timmer, last call before I just end off. If you're still there, I'll throw up a squad and we can do a couple hunts. If not, oh well. Always next time. Imp, Cloudy, Drome. Hey, Drome. Plushy. I'm assuming the other one is just me. Steam. Says you're online, but yeah, well. I think that'll just be it then. I am EBDB as well, so we'll call it there. Let's see who's on. Dip. New BGM. Courtesy of Matt. Who is on? Who can we raid? Say is on. Chi is on. We can raid Chi. Thanks for checking out, everyone. As always, the raid message is Blue Frayed. Alright, Senshi, good Floof Raid, bye bye!